Hey guys, welcome back to Infidelity Stories. Make sure like and subscribe to the channel for more spicy stories. Now, let's get into story video.
My wife is divorcing me after 4 days of marriage, the full story. I met this girl at work. We started out as friends. At the time, she was dating a married man and had carried on that secret relationship for a year. It ultimately ended because he couldn't give her what she wanted. He was already married. I got to know her more and I saw a deeper side to her. We fell in love, adopted a puppy, moved in together, during COVID. Everything was amazing, our friends got along well, she integrated into my family well. I proposed to her with a beautiful ring, hired an amazing photographer and videographer, and had my family get involved with the staging of the proposal. I'm not sure when and where things went awry, but she cheated on me, with some guy she met at 24-Hour Fitness in Cyprus, CA. She went as far as meeting up with him at the beach, the same beach I proposed to her at. Who knows what else happened? It wasn't until later that I had found out that she had still been Snapchatting that married man early on in our relationship, sending him scandalous photos/videos. In any case, I had been cheated on twice in our relationship, and after the second time, we had both agreed to go to therapy individually and couples therapy. I eventually forgave her, and in my eyes, our relationship had never been stronger and we had never been happier. Here's where it gets interesting. We are a month out from our wedding, finalizing the seating chart and other little details. It turns out she had been cheating on me again. With a new guy she met at a CrossFit gym she had just started a few months prior to our wedding. I don't care about the details here, whether it was just an emotional type of cheating or physical. Note that I only found out after the wedding. The night before our wedding, we stayed in different rooms. Different hotels, even. She was FaceTiming that new guy and only got 3 hours of sleep. As for me? I was clueless to it all and having a blast spending time with family and friends that I haven't seen in a while. Many family members who had flown in from overseas. Isn't that what we were supposed to be doing? The wedding ceremony and dinner reception was a blast. Amazing speeches, good drinks, lots of dancing. My wife and I had taken dance lessons to prepare for our first dance together. We even surprised our guests with a CO2 cannon. It was so fun. Until the next day. She texted me, "I need some space." 4 days after that she says, "I want a divorce." Shortly after, "I want you to move out." 1 week later, she had sex with the guy. How insane is that? To say that I was blindsided doesn't even begin to describe what was happening to me. Now, 3 weeks later, I am still processing everything. I scramble to get words out, my emotions together. I was grasping for anything that would give me answers. It was like a cinder block was tied to my ankles, weighing me down under waves of confusion and sadness. She made new friends at the gym, people she could tell her side of the story to. Her real friends, all her bridesmaids and her family members, the ones closest to her, don't know the real story. She has lost friends over this because she continues to lie to everyone. Even though she may have deactivated all her social media accounts, she's not hiding this new relationship. Other people have posted pictures of the two of them together. Anyway, turns out I'm getting a divorce. At the ripe age of 28. Some people never change their ways. As for me, I've learned a lot from this experience. I've learned how resilient I am, the importance of family, friendship, and how deceitful someone can really be. Good luck to everyone in her path. Story 2. Wife cheated at bachelorette party. Fake friend exposed her. My, M36, wife, F34, cheated on me back in 2019. I was blindsided and I wanted to share because I was told my reaction was a little unhealthy. After I was played like some kind of fool, I wanted to understand why some women were so untrustworthy. My wife had showed me she had no loyalty. Even though I did what I needed to keep her happy. And me and my wife got married 6 years ago and we were in a good place from the beginning. I worked handling the accounts at my company and she was a STNA nurse when I met her. We rented a nice house and wasn't in any real debt. We were good at managing our money, so spending wasn't a problem. We communicated easily, worked good as a team, and getting physical at night was easy because she was just gorgeous and kept her looks up always. Our family had got along good, and me and her brother Jacob was practically best friends. He worked as the custodian at the hospital she worked at, thanks to their mom, and we always looked out for her little brother. My wife was clearly an independent woman, and she could always think for herself. She always had a sense of confidence and demand respect from me and Jacob. We didn't have kids, but I felt like if we did she would be a good inspiration. But the problem with her was that she had toxic friends around her. The way they talked about each other made me feel like they were more like rivals than anything. They would talk about each other all week, but party together and claim they were sisters. Not only that, they would get into terrible arguments. Especially when they were drunk. I can't count how many times they had a falling out with each other. Then the next week they would go out on a girls' trip to be on vacation. I was told that girls secretly be in competition with each other, so I thought it was just typical. It could be annoying, but I just took the good for the bad. I just thought it was normal between the 5 of them. The affair happened when her friend Erica was about to get married. Before the marriage, it's normal to have their wild party, so my wife and her friends left that night to throw Erica the party they planned at the hotel. I knew they were going to be out all night, so I didn't bother waiting up for her. A couple days after the wedding, I was getting ready to hop in the shower that night when I heard my phone ringing in the bedroom. At the time, I wasn't sure if that's what I heard, so I just hopped in the shower. When I came out the shower, I saw I had 6 missed calls, and they were from the same number. This was weird to me, so I didn't call the person back since I didn't know who this person was. When I was in my living room, the number called again, and even though I didn't know the number, I decided to pick up. When I answered, nobody answered me back at first, and all I could hear was a girl talking to a guy in the background. After saying hello 3 times, I just hung up. After that, they called again and I immediately picked up the phone. This time the girl answered me back and I realized it was one of my wife's friends. I asked her friend, let's just call her Jasmine, why she was calling me. She immediately started calling my wife names and said she cheated on me at the party. This had put a real fear in me, but I still said she didn't know what she was talking about. She said she did know and that she had recorded it as proof to show me. I asked her what she was talking about and she told me everything. She said at Erica's party, they had hired some guys to come there and dance for everybody. Since my wife was extra friendly to one of the guys, he kept coming back to her and he had crossed the line with her. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but at the same time I knew this kind of thing wasn't uncommon. After hearing me not say anything for a minute, Jasmine said if I wanted the evidence she would send it to my phone. I told her send it to me and she said to hang up while she got ready to send it. After about 5 minutes she sent me 4 video files, and when I looked at them I had collapsed on my couch seeing the proof. I called Jasmine back and she asked me did I get it, and while being choked up I said I did get it. She started calling my wife names again and told me she was sorry for how she acted. I asked her why she would do this to somebody she claimed was her sister, and she never gave me a direct answer. She just said my wife and her friends were a bunch of hypocrites and called them fake. I asked how did she get my number, and she reminded me my wife called her from my phone asking directions for her dinner party she had at a restaurant. She said she was done being their friend and said that Erica was doing bad things too. Jasmine said talk to my wife about it, and I told her she was at another friend's house at the time, but I definitely was. After hanging up, I was falling to pieces. I knew I had to confront her. There was 4 full videos of my wife being with another guy. But after that, I didn't know what my life would be like and how she could do this to me. I never trusted these parties, but I didn't think it would happen to me. I don't even get invited to these things. When my wife got home, I confronted her as soon as she walked in the door. I asked her how she was doing and she said she was tired but fine. I told her I never asked her how Erica's party was and did she have fun. She seemed caught off guard a little, but she said it was fine. I told her Jasmine said she had a fun time, and that she even recorded her to show me later. She looked spooked and asked me what I was talking about, and I showed her the videos of her and the guy getting it on that night. First her jaw dropped, then she screamed at what she saw. She begged me not to leave her, and said Jasmine was doing this because my wife had replaced her with somebody else to be one of Erica's bridesmaids. She said her and Erica got into a big argument about it with her, and Erica uninvited her from the ceremony. When I heard this, I could kinda see why Jasmine was mad, but not to go this far though. It didn't matter to me because I told her I was getting a divorce, and that's exactly what I did. Through the whole divorce, both of our families wanted us to reconcile. I was told even though she shouldn't have done it, it was a special night for them and I wasn't supposed to have known. I told them that was supposed to be for the bride, and even if she was I wouldn't stay with her. I couldn't believe my wife was doing this with this guy, especially in public. After finally getting divorced, I still couldn't leave the situation alone. I got in touch with other guys that dance and asked them about getting women. I even asked women. The women said they don't, but know girls who did it for extra money. The guys I asked said they get girls all the time, especially the bride. One guy said when he started, it wasn't like that at first. But the women started wanting it, and it just became normal. When I told my friends this, they said it was unhealthy and I should stop talking to them. I don't know, I guess it was just how I was handling it at the time, but I don't see nothing wrong with it. I just couldn't get those videos out my head, especially when the guy knew she was being secretly recorded. Right now my ex-wife lives in her own apartment close to her job somewhere. I used to see her family once in a while and they still ask me to forgive her because of the circumstance, but I can't do it. I hate to admit it, but Jasmine was right when she said my ex-wife was a fake friend, but apparently her love was fake too. Now she don't regret it, I hear. Thank you reading through all of this and please continue to stay genuine.